Good evening and welcome to Friday night. We have got a jam-packed show. You guys can see, look at these gentlemen that I have in the room with us tonight. We have got the best of the best. We've got Mr. Michael Akers from Only Me Metal Detecting and representing XP Metal Detectors as their community coordinator and ambassador. Glad to have Michael in the house. Thank you, Michael, for being with us tonight. We've got Mr. Sylvan, right? Sylvan is here with us. He is one of the head engineers at XP Metal Detectors. We are super excited to have him with us. Wow, we're really getting a full dose tonight. And of course, as always, our friendly XP Metal Detectors main man himself, Mr. Philippe. Guys, welcome to the show. Thank you guys for being here tonight. I know a lot of people are excited about this show. We've been sending this out, and I know there's a lot of great questions and things that are going to come our way. And there it is. He's flashing it by. I don't even have one yet, guys. What do y'all think about that? So we have got just an incredible audience in the house. We're pushing close to 100 people here tonight that are all here to hear from you guys, to hear from me too now. So, but it's going to be you guys that are going to be the main people in this house tonight and sharing some of your great information that I know you guys are going to share. And we are super excited and feel very fortunate that you guys are here with us on a Friday night. These guys are up at 1:30, 2 a.m. in the morning, guys. You know, give them a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up for getting them here tonight. Thank you guys so much, and we appreciate y'all being here. Guys, we always do our shout-outs. We're going to run through. I don't know if I can get everybody. This is just a big show tonight. But we always do a shout-out session with a lot of our viewers and our audience. We love to recognize them because they're the ones who make this channel go, but they're also the ones that make you guys go too as well. So thank you guys for being here tonight. And we're going to do our shout outs. Good afternoon, Mr. Old Pelon. Glad to have you in the house. Mr. Diggin Darrell, appreciate you being with us. Mr. Keegan is in the house. We appreciate him being there. Mr. Diggin Darrell, always great guy to have in here. One of the guys that fills in sometimes for Michael, who's not here, but he's watching, I promise. Mr. Johnny Rum is in the house with us. Mr. Danny N is in here with us. Damian Thorne, how do Damian? Mr. Doug Atkins is in here with us. Stefan's in here with us. He says he's cleared his schedule 2027, 25 to detect. I have my 9-inch on repair XP and waiting for HF2 delivery. There you go, guys. Y'all see that. Mr. Detect Meister all the way from Ireland over there near Michael. So glad to have Detect Meister in the house. Carson Chris is in the house. Mr. Tesh Ridge Digger is with us tonight. I'm trying to go through these real quick. Mr. Brian Thomas, and I love his logo. I'm a big Gamecock fan, South Carolina fan. Appreciate him being with us tonight. Mr. Ferris Grump all the way up there in North Carolina. We got DK1 Detecting here with us. Mr. MD4 Cash is with us. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Mr. Sniff It Out is with us. Lance McElwain is in the house. Glad to have Lance with us. Don't Tread on Me. And Don't Tread on Me has been waiting on you guys for a while. I promise you that. He has been after this coil hot and heavy. Glad to have him with us. Mr. CZ Digger says evening all. Mr. Gary Hulls is in the house all the way from Oregon. Appreciate you being with us tonight. Gary Digging Dude all the way from New York is in the house. Mr. NC Relic Hunter, my main dude. And we're going out hunting tomorrow. We're going to be testing out some of this 3.0 update on this next hunt. We're going to see what it's going to do on one of these colonial plantation sites here in South Carolina. So going to be a lot of fun. Mental Metal is in the house. Glad to have Mental Metal. And they're out eating at the Mexican restaurant. They love Mexican food, and we got a good one here in South Carolina. Mr. Wilton 925, glad to have Wilton with us. He was one of our winners last week. Workman's Adventure says, good evening, everyone. Mr. Bobby Short is in here with us. Mr. Johnny Rum is in the house. Mr. CZ Digger is in the house. Busy Digging Brian. I like his name, though. Busy Digging Brian, glad to have you with us. Johnny Rum is in here. Mr. Surfside Dan is with us tonight. Trying to get through these guys real quick. Teresa, the treasure hunter, is with us. Appreciate her being in with us tonight. Miss Aggie is with us from Detecting Adventures. Greetings from Ohio. Mr. Walter Lee Detecting wants to know if it'll go deep. We're going to get all those questions answered very, very soon by all of these guys. Let's see here. We got Justin is in the house. We're going to go through these. Martin Monsoon, appreciate him being in here. Will Dixit is in the house. Glad to have Will Dixit. Finding All Ron is in here with us. Glad to have you with us tonight. Robert Justice is in the house. Let's see. M. Colt is in the house. Let's see. We're going through. Mr. Buzzsaw is in here with us. Mr. Ohio Fred's in here with us. Can You Dig It's with us tonight. Paystreak Super Freak is in the house. Glad to have Paystreak join in with us. Mr. Richard Pelkey is in here. Glad to have Richard. And Stefan, he says, hey, Paystreak. Mr. Chris is in the house. Relic Rat Recovering Artifacts is in the house. Glad to have him. Mr. Jason Brock, all the way from Ohio, is here with us tonight. PA Digger 62 says, welcome, XP staff. Thanks, Brian, for hosting. They're glad to see you guys, and we are going to have a jam-packed show with some great information. Mr. Timothy Brown, all the way from Mississippi. Glad to have him. Greeny Meanie. Is the B really for beta version? So we're going to talk about that beta version in just a few minutes for sure. And I Dig High Tones is in here with us. Chip O is in here with us. Spectra V3I, which is the old whites detector, he's in here with us tonight. And Metal Detecting Southeast Texas. I might have missed somebody, but I hope I got through all of those. Not unless you guys want to take it over for me and do the rest of them. All right, so we got a jam-packed show. Everybody is here to hear about this HF2 coil, which I think is going to be something amazing. And I'm going to let these gentlemen sort of lead the way on a lot of this. If you've got questions, we'll try to hit them. I'll try to get everybody's. I'm sort of flying solo as Michael is on his way down here right now. And he and I and Mental Metal are all going metal detecting tomorrow. And they're on their way down here right now as we speak. And they stopped and got something to eat along the way. But glad to have all of these guys here. Guys, thank y'all so much. Let them introduce themselves, and then we will get going with your questions, and we'll let them talk about all of these great features and all of these great things that are coming from XP Metal Detectors. We will start with Michael, and we appreciate Michael being up late there in the UK. Michael, introduce yourself. Tell them a little bit about yourself, what you're doing. Tell them a little bit about your channel, too, as you got a great channel. And
thank you. Well, firstly, thanks very much for inviting me on. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to talk to you and to meet everybody watching the show today. Obviously, my name is Michael Eakers. I am the community manager for XP Metal Detectors, and I'm an ambassador as well. Been metal detecting for 17 years. Can you believe that now? It's the time's gone incredibly fast, to be honest. And yes, I have a YouTube channel as well. So if anybody watches metal detecting in the UK, then they might know me as Only Me Again Metal Detecting. Right. And I go out and find artifacts and things like that and record it for everybody to see. So yeah, that's pretty much me. And thank you again.
Yeah, appreciate you, Michael, so much for being here. We're going to let Sylvain go next. Sylvain, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you and what you do for XP.
Yeah, French guy from France, work for XP, and yes, I work with research and development department who develop the V3 and the HF2. And I try to explain and to write the manuals and to explain to everybody how it's working and what's the new features and everything. And I do also beta testing. So if you have plenty of, if you have any bugs to report, I'm the right person.
Okay, awesome.
He's
Appreciate that.
the oracle. We call
He's
him
the oracle. He is the HF2 whisperer. That's what
Yeah,
I
literally. Yeah. Under his title, it should say Sylvan the Oracle.
Sylvan the oracle. That's good. I love it. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Philippe. Philippe, tell them a little bit about yourself if they're new to watching. They know you've been on here before. It was a great show the last time. That's why so many people are looking forward to this show with you being on with us. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about what you do for XP and your relationship and your metal detecting. Go ahead.
Thank you, Brian. Hello, everybody. I'm the business manager for XP, so I'm just in charge about the sales, and that's it, Since I joined XP in 2019, I'm detecting only for 6 years, but I've got the chance to have the best professor in the world about the product, because I'm detecting with our CEO, which is our R&D department head also. So in the end, I made big improvement very, very fast at first, and now I'm detecting, but not like the other guys, not like Michael or you, Brian. I don't have the chance to spend so many time on the field, but even if I don't, I've got plenty of pleasure and enjoyment when I am detecting, and Michael can swear about that. We had a chance to detect together a few times, and I really enjoy.
When Philip does do detecting, he's really good at it. So
yeah, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's very astute to everything, and he's probably analyzing a lot too.
I cannot wait to come to you guys, in US, whoever, Murray, Rob, or you.
I told you, you've got an open invitation to come to me anytime you would like, and
thank you, guys.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah. To discover, we have different culture, we have different history, and we have different fields. So I really want to discover this different type of detection.
Sure.
In the end. So
and it is.
Believe me, I will.
Okay. All right. So let's get into the bulk of what this show is going to be about. And I know a lot of you are here mainly because of the HF2 coil tonight. And guys, it's out. They're starting to ship. These guys can tell you a little bit more about that shipping process, when you can expect some of these to start arriving here in the United States or in Europe or in other places, if you're on here from any of these other places. And so these guys can sort of tell you what's going on. But I know a lot of us are real excited about the HF2 coil. Real briefly, and one of you can answer it, it doesn't matter, but tell me a little bit about why someone should pick this coil up right now, and tell them what are going to be some of the benefits that they're going to see immediately once they get this coil in their hands.
First of all, just imagine that this is one more tool to complete your setup when you are detecting on the field. It's a specific weapon for specific conditions. This coil will offer better separation, a better sensitivity on low conductor, and also better performance on minorized soil on low conductor. This is the perfect weapon when you want to hunt this kind of targets. So like some small jewelry or piece of coin when coin are broken, this kind of thing. So for some specific target and specific condition, this will be the perfect weapon, but you cannot use it as a standard like the 11-inch, for example, on the beach. But I would take another example. You're on the beach, you hunt for hours on the same beach, and you find different things, and maybe you found the pendant but you didn't find the chain, and you can imagine, because of the form factor of the pendant, that the chain is a very thin one. You swap from the 11-inch with, yes, exactly, thank you, Sylvain. You swap from the 11-inch to the elliptical HF2, and on the same area, you will look after the chain. And with some patience settings and using the HF2, you will find the chain. certainly. So that's a specific weapon for some specific target on specific conditions. That's the HF2, and that will make your setup more performant in the end. Personally, I use the 280 backpack to transport my detector, my Deus II, and I always get the 9-inch, and before the HF2 I had also the 11 in case of, but to be honest, I really prefer the 9-inch.
Right.
But now I've got the 9-inch and the HF2, and sometimes I swap, and the HF2 never disappoint me. Always give me something more on the same field, always.
Okay, cool. I know a lot of people have asked me, how are, and either one of y'all can answer this, but how is the target IDs going to be impacted by being able to use these higher frequencies? Are we gonna have sort of a standardized or universal target ID, or can we expect maybe that target ID to be slightly elevated due to the higher frequencies?
Unfortunately, yes, we cannot standardize the TID on such high frequencies. If you use the HF2 with, for example, 929 kilohertz, this range, then you will have the same TID than in the past with the FMF normal coil, no matter 9, 11, or 13 by 11. But if we jump to 53 or 90 kilohertz, the range are 1790 or 1753, then the TID will be slightly bigger. And on some big coin like quarters you used to find in US, you will see that instead of 90, you will maybe see 95 or maybe a bit more. But it doesn't matter. You will still have the same type of sound, and you will recognize your quarter, and you will dig them out. Okay. In some specific cases, you will even have 99.
Right.
But the sound will be clear and high tone, so you will know that it's a good target.
Okay. All right. Michael, I know that you've had the coil. I think
and it's not possible to do something else with this. If we touch to the settings of the TID, in the end, that will destroy everything else. So you have to deal with that. You will have because you will use specific weapon for specific target, specific condition. Then in the end, it's a compromise. You will have this higher TID with higher frequencies. Okay. That's it.
Okay. And I was going to say, Michael, you've used this coil, I believe, right? Correct?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. So tell them a little bit about your observations, just some of the things that you've noticed right out of the gate with the coil, and what these users can expect. I know I've seen a few people ask me, and I know, like I said, I live near the beach, and I know these thin gold chains. Some of these machines will not hit these thin gold chains. And guys, you can look behind me. I have every machine out there that's made right now, pretty much every major manufacturer as well. How is this machine going to handle those thin gold chains like Sylvain held up just a few minutes ago? Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Have you seen how that handles that in your observations and being able to use it out in the field?
Yeah, absolutely. I have. Yeah. And soon there'll be a video where I noticed on some of your comments, people were asking to see how it performs on gold chains. And I can understand why they would want to see that, because that is one of the huge benefits of high frequencies.
Sure.
And as Philippe said, when you detect on beaches, you always find the pendant, but you never find the chain. The chains are there. They are just very, very difficult targets to find. And from the testing that I've done with the coil, not only does it find it, it stops you in your tracks. I mean, literally, it just, using a high frequency, a frequency max of 88 kilohertz is preferably the better one for finding the thinner gold chains.
Right.
but you will be walking along and all of a sudden you'll get a target that blows your ears off and you think, wow, this is going to be something big. Lo and behold, you scrape the sand away and it's a thin gold chain, very similar to like Sylvan's just put up. And honestly, it's astonishing because not only is it a difficult target to find,
Sure.
it's a target you don't actually find at all. So when you first pull one out, you go, wow, this is what this kind of technology is capable of. And if people have been impressed with the original high frequency coil,
Right.
then using that kind of technology with fast multi-frequency technology is truly just a game changer. It's it's going to be the accessory everyone will definitely want, I'm absolutely sure. And as I said, hopefully there'll be a video out where people can actually see a live demonstration on a chain, just like Sylvan's got as well.
Right. Well, look, I'm looking forward to testing it because I've got, like I said, I've got some chains and I've got some things that I want to see it actually perform on too. So Sylvan, tell us a little bit about testing and how long it takes for development of this type of product that is, mind-boggling right now to all of us, as we just heard Michael explain. Can you tell us?
Sylvan was 9 years old when we started testing.
Yeah, I know. Tell us a little bit about that process, what you guys actually go through whenever you go to prepare a new product and the testing and everything that goes into that. Can you just I know that's a lot, but can you just real briefly explain the development of this coil as you went through that process?
To be honest, I can't really talk about the development of the HF2 because I work specifically more on the software part of V3, for example. So I don't take a part of the hardware development of the HF2. Maybe Philippe will know more than me for that part specifically. But for the software... Oh, sorry.
More or less, it's something like 1 year project.
Yes, so the software...
1 year project, knowing that we already get the Deus II with all the coils around, etc. And we already had in the past with the Deus I, the HF1, the high frequency with the Deus I. So we had this experience. But, it's a very big challenge because with this coil, the user will have in hand the first high frequency, multi-frequency, fast multi-frequency, and simultaneously, and wireless.
Yes.
And wireless and fast wireless coil. It's a lot of adjective to add, but because of this, because it's fast, very reactive, because it's high frequency and not only 45 kilohertz, but 90 kilohertz, because it's wireless and a fast wireless, 10 times faster than the Bluetooth, which is important to localize the target easier. With all of these advantages and all of these features combined together, it was a very, very big challenge for XP,
Yeah, I can only imagine.
And XP did it. So I can tell that I can see our R&D working very hard on this project. Of course, all other projects simultaneously, but on this project for at least 1 year. Yeah.
Yeah, and for the software version, it's approximately the same. We rewrite plenty of things, and I want to reply to a question I saw about the HD audio.
Right, HD audio was a big question for a lot of people.
Yes, so it is a part of the V3. Actually, even the beta includes the HD audio because it's a part of the new base of the V3. So yes, like Philippe said, yes, 1 year of development, 1 year of testing for my part, and yes, plenty of things that we have added to this version. HD audio is a good example of some feature. Some everybody will enjoy, but we can't really hear it. You can't really see it. It's a part of the underground work on this V3. You can hear it on, for example, on the pinpoint mode, for example, the AG audio, but it's only a little part of all the bases of this V3 version.
When you activate your MI6, you're connected, MI6 connected to the remote. If you activate the MI6 now with the V3, you will understand what is AG, HD, and you will appreciate the new sound. What you just have to know is that we will keep going on in this way for everything, every sound in the future. We just put in place the platform and we will develop the sound now.
Right. So Detectmeister wanted to know, is the update? The update is now available on the XP website. You can go ahead and,
yeah. Maybe
version, though,
maybe what he didn't understand is that you have to go to the website, and on the top right you have your account and you can connect. If you don't have an account, then you create an account. Sylvain will accept, and then you will be able to update. You will be able to download your GoTerrain, etc. So your account will give you access to plenty of features. One of the features is updating your devices.
Sure. Okay. This next question, I think Michael can answer for us, and I know you guys probably have played around with it too. But Michael, I Dig High Tones is asking, what are you observing in depth with the HF coil? I mean, are you seeing good signs with depth as far? Because I know that with the original HF coil, one of the knocks initially on it was that it wasn't as deep as the rest of those coils. So what are you seeing with the new coil, with the HF coil?
Well, from the testing that I've done, I have been really impressed actually with the ground penetration that you can get from the HF2 coil, but it's very difficult for me because I obviously metal detect in some very heavily mineralized areas, but actually that's a benefit because it actually works quite well in heavily mineralized areas. And compared to the coil which I usually use, which is the 11-inch FMF coil, it's a much smaller coil. The design of the coil is alone easier to get in and amongst all of those kind of hot rocks and bits of iron and things like that. So I think that question's very much down to the ground conditions that you're on. But if you had, let's say, a test garden, and in that test garden you had a coin which you had buried and you knew how deep it was, and you've tested it with several other coils, I really don't think you're going to see much difference in terms of depth. But frequencies do play a bit of a factor with regards to how far into the ground that you can detect an object. But there's depth is inevitably going to be better with a larger coil. That's just how the technology works.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
It's got its use.
So, and I know this is going to be a big question, and I've got this submitted by a bunch of the audience and viewers. Guys, are we going to see a 9-inch HF coil? That's been the other thing too. We know that with the original HF coil, there was an HF elliptical coil, and then there was a 9-inch coil. And I think a lot of people are already clamoring for a 9-inch coil. Is that a possibility, or is...
I understand the question, and you already get it if you think about that. The previous HF coil for the Deus I was detecting from, let me check to be sure, 13 to 50 kilohertz, 51 kilohertz, so 13 to 51. And we already get the 9-inch coil, regular FMF 9-inch coil, the black one, from 4 to 45. In single, and 4 to 40 more or less in multi-frequency mode. So it's exactly the same instead of being black. And we are not, I will not say the brand, but we are XP. We will not paint it in white to get one more coil. Okay, you already get it. Take your 9-inch, use it as it has to be used. If you want to have high frequency, 45 is already high frequency. If you come back to 20 years before, even 15 years before, even 18 was high frequency, and 28 when XP came to the market with the Deus I, with the X35 coil, with 28 kilohertz as a maximum, it was a new thing. It was not a revolution, but a new thing and a high frequency. It was the beginning, and with the wide coil we did for the Deus I in what we call at this time HF. It was 51. You already get 45. It's very close. We don't think now. We didn't plan. We didn't schedule to make a round high frequency coil.
Okay.
You get it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So one of the videos that I made that I felt like I knew was going to be something I could expect from this new HF coil was the EMI mitigation that I would possibly see, because I know that EMI has plagued some multi-frequency machines. But I also knew too that when I had my HF coil, I could go hunt under the most massive of power lines, and nobody else could do that because I was running at those higher frequencies. I really feel like that this coil is going to have very, very superior EMI mitigation in a lot of areas. What can you guys say about the EMI mitigation? I know a lot of people say, well, because you're wireless, you're dealing with EMI, you're dealing with a lot of EMI. Yeah. Can you guys elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, it's easy to answer. We have 3 times more powerful battery. We use it not for the battery life, but to have a stronger signal, stronger penetration, and stronger signal. And this stronger signal is 3 times less perturbated by the EMI. So you don't have to worry about the EMI. It will be superior. I cannot tell it will be perfect. It's not. If you are in a house with Wi-Fi everywhere, many phones, computer on, of course you will have false signals. But outside the house with normal perturbation, the coil will be better than the other, definitely, because we have 3 times more power.
Right. And again, I made a video showing this. I put it right beside an air conditioner that was running at that point, just to show how the original Deus I coil handled that EMI. Yeah. And it was just, and I showed them, I went through the frequencies and showed them, look what happens when you go up in frequency and how that's going to be a huge factor, because there's going to be sites that people are going to be able to go into now that maybe if they were hunting a sidewalk curb where you had power lines or you had buried telephone cables or Wi-Fi, whatever it may be in the ground, now you're going to be able to go into those sites with this coil and be able to hunt those sites that you didn't have the chance before, because there was just so much EMI. And I've got a site exactly like that. I can't wait to use this coil in that particular situation to see how it performs.
The coil will not make a miracle, but it will be better than the other, definitely. Yeah. And regarding this, we had Stefan saying electric fences is a true tortoise test. Sorry for my accent.
The torture test.
Torture test, yeah. Definitely. And if you have this kind of condition when you are detecting and you still want to detect, remind that on the field you have an option. If you cannot detect because of electric fences, for example, jump to the mono program for a short period of time as soon as you are close to the fences, and the mono program will be less perturbated than the multi, because more frequency you have, more perturbation you have to face. You have to deal with.
Right.
So keep in mind, if you have too much EMI, come back to the mono. And it's a big advantage that this coil gets, because you have the multi-frequency program, but you also have the mono program, and you can create 12 program, custom program if you want in mono. It's unique, only the Deus II can do that. You have one mono program, but you can create 12 if you want, and keep and save them. And in case you have this kind of condition, very often you can create 1 or 2 programs just for that with the mono program, and to be sure that you will not have much more perturbation with the EMI in case of electric fences.
Wow.
Just keep that in mind. That could help sometime.
Looks like we got a question for Savon down here. How does the bets work?
Yes.
Are you taking feedback from all users or just certain users?
I can take feedbacks from all users if they know, if they believe that they find a bug. So the best way to report a bug is to go to the website and write with the contact section, and write down and say, I think I've got a bug for the last beta, and I want to report it. So yes, we can answer you, and yes, thank you for that.
Yes, very good. So, and I know this is a common question too. How does the update affect the older coils? Well, it's not.
Okay.
It's going to be good for them.
The new update will not change anything on the other coil.
Right.
Please, if you have a lot of personal customized program, write them down, because there is a big chance that you will lose them when you update. But that's it. The other coil will just benefit about some specific new features that we embed on the V3. We embed three new features that we can maybe present, guys, if you agree. We have the negative silencer. We have the brake, the ground iron brake.
Yes.
And we have a new sound for the Extreme Hunter. For the 9-inch, 11-inch, 13 by 11-inch, no change. With the Extreme Hunter, because the Deus II is very, very versatile, you can dive with it. You can use it on the beach, on the field, and on the field you can go under 5 meters deep for big targets with the Extreme Hunter head. So with the Extreme Hunter, we have a new sound. Maybe you Brian, you can launch the video.
Okay.
This new sound will give you the pulse sound that you will have on your headphones, and it's more clever, more clear sound that show you the target on the ground. Please go ahead with the video.
All right, I'm going to launch that. And then we'll come back to this question. Busy Digging Brian's got a good question about submerging the coil, and we'll come back to that. Let's show what Philippe's just talking about with the Extreme Hunter and the new sound that we're going to hear with that. So here we go. And
so change from square to pulse. And then we can see that on the ground there is a metal disc, and here there is a crevice on the ground, and the sound is more convenient, more comfortable, and we embed this new sound for the Extreme Hunter user on the V3. So if you have a Deus II with the Extreme Hunter, even if you don't want to buy the HF2, which I understand, I really advise to download and update your Deus II to the V3 just to get the new sound, which I'm sure that a lot of people will enjoy. That's one of the first new feature embedded with the V3. About the negative silencer, maybe one of the two other guys from XP, Sylvain or maybe Michael, can explain I know how to use it now, but I know that there are much more experts to explain the negative silencer. Maybe Michael?
Yeah, Michael, you want to explain the negative silencer? So
Yeah,
explain to us
absolutely.
what we can expect with that.
So you might look at the negative silencer and be, well, why would I want to go any less than what it is now?
Sure.
The main reason why you would want that is to unmask the capabilities of targets that might be close to nails. So, for instance, if you're on a site and you're metal detecting and you think, do you know what? I've cleared everything out of here. Every now and again, I get some iron, but obviously I don't want to dig that, so I'm going to leave it in the ground. Well, go over it with negative silencer and just check that target again, because what you might experience is that right next to that particular irony patch or in and amongst those nails could have been a target that was being masked. And therefore, if you push the silencer down into the minus range,
Right.
what you're now going to do is allow that the kind of the iron and the ferrousy objects are going to be pushed out, and whatever might be nearer to them will come through. And there's a really good video actually that I think you have that demonstrates the power of a minus silencer, which can be really, really effective. Because if, say, for instance, there's a coin and a nail,
right,
and you go over it, chances are, if that nail is more bigger and you're not going to hear the coin, okay, and then you run it into the minus silencer and you go over it, it's going to push the nail out and the coin will start to come through. So that's kind of the benefit of using it. But it's something that you.
And Michael, I've already tested that, and I was going to say, you know, I found that to be amazing. But there was one test that I did yesterday with the new update where I know that no other machine that I have in that massive collection behind me, no other machine will hit on that test. And this machine with that update did pass that test, and that was running that negative silencer. And I've already sent this to these guys, but I found that that negative, I was running around a -1 or 0. Went to a -2, and you can go too far with it too.
Yeah.
But it's an elevated nail test, which to me is a really tough test at 2 inches above a target. And that's a test that I know some other manufacturers' machines will not hit. And the new update with this negative silencer definitely brought that out. And I was really blown away by that. And again, I think that negative silencer is going to be huge for unmasking capabilities in some of these heavy iron patches that you deal with as well as I here in the United States. You know, we see a lot of that, and being able to run that silencer down a little bit lower, I think is going to be great. But let's get to one of these questions.
Yes. Just to add something about the negative silencer, if you permit, two little details about that. First one is that the TID display will be really faster with the negative silencer compared to the silencer, the upper silencer value. So you will be able to see all the TID which who the silencer reveal. So you can see ferrous ID if it's a mixed target, ferrous ID, and quite high IDs also, because the V2 version, there is some old comments that say, oh yes, with a mixed target, you have a good sound, but it's quite low ID, like 8 or 9.
Sure, right.
Now with the new negative silencer, you will have some quite high ID, and it will give you you will want to dig the targets. Sorry for my English.
Right.
You will want to dig the targets more easily with this high ID value.
Good, very good. Yeah, and that's what I saw right out of the gate with this update was just that unbelievable unmasking capability. I'm real excited, and tomorrow I am going to run this on a site and see what I actually see with what I saw in my test garden, and I'm real excited about it because I'm hoping it's going to expose something that I missed, and this is a primo site. So if I find something with it, it's going to be spectacular for sure. So I'm looking forward to that. So I want to get to some of these questions. They wanted to know about submerging the coil. Do we still need the external antenna? I think we've already said that we did, but I want you guys to hear it from them. Tell them a little bit about when they submerge the coil, the antenna, how it attaches. What can they expect if they're going diving? Because I know a lot of people are going to want to take this coil to a beach or into the surf, and they're going to be using it in those types of situations, maybe in a river. We have some areas around in the upper part of this state where you can actually go and look for gold in streams and creeks and rivers. So I know that they're going to want to know a little bit about this submerging of the coil. How the battery is sealed and how you don't have to worry about water ingress with this coil and with the battery as well. So I'll let one of you guys take that.
So the coil is waterproof. It's totally waterproof. We assure 20 meters waterproof. Okay, 66 feet,
66
like the other coil.
Okay.
What the battery is. Okay, so the battery is connected to the coil with this plug. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
And these four holes, and of course four pines, four picks. It's a specific plug, of course, XP brand. You you need to pay attention to do not do what I just did too often. Just put it in place, let it like this, and if you want to charge it, you just have to do this, okay? And there is a LED showing that the coil is charging and the battery is charging.
Oh, that's really cool. That's different for sure.
Off, on. Okay, very, very easy. So, sorry. Come back to the plug. There is an O-ring here on the plug. Yes, here, making the waterproof. Okay, and if you plug the battery and you put the battery inside the corpse of the lower stem, inside the lower stem, then everything is sealed and the water cannot enter. We don't provide the grease now, but we will provide a small tube of silicone grease, diving silicone grease, with the next batch of coils, to be sure that the user can add, when they want to clean everything, they remove the battery and they want to even clean the battery, they can add a small nut of diving silicone grease that we will provide. They can buy wherever they want this kind of silicone. It's $1 or $1 on Amazon. Just to be sure that you will make the waterproof,
watertight.
Yeah, exactly. You can add. We will put some. You can add some if you want, but the best solution to keep the waterproof is to keep the battery inside and never remove it. That's the best solution. You can do it, but if you do it, don't do it on the beach. Don't do it on salty condition, salty environment. Come back home, clean everything, fresh water, and then you can dry everything, and then you can dismantle and change the battery if you want. But normally, specifically if you dive, I really recommend you keep the battery inside the lower stem. To charge, as I showed, to charge it, it's easy. Once again, for the last time.
Yeah. I love the new charging feature on that too. That's pretty awesome for sure.
Yeah.
Here's a question too.
Last thing, when you dive, of course you will need the antenna because else you will lose the signal between the coil and the remote. So you need the antenna. And like for the other coil, you need the O-ring that we provide with the antenna. We provide 2 O-rings, one to use and one as a spare. Put the O-ring around this part of the coil to be sure that the antenna will stick will stick to the coil, and that's it.
Okay.
Because we have the battery inside the lower stem, you cannot put the antenna inside. You have to run it around.
Okay. All right. So that answers that. Ferris Grump wants to know, why do we need to unpair one headphone to pair another? Can you want to take one of you guys take that?
We just keep one. If you many reasons. First reason, memory.
Right.
Second reason is if we keep many of them, when you decide to loan, for example, one of your part of your devices to someone else to detect, you will have 2 headphones on with 2 remote, or maybe 1 headphones with 1 remote and 1 headphones WS6 with 1 coil as a controller, and the WS6 if he is already pair with another remote and a WSA2, everything will be confused and you will not be able to detect at 2 people. So we prefer to keep 1. And if you have to deal with many headphones, unpair and pair is very, very quick, specifically with the headphones, just 8 seconds. So it's not a big deal to unpair and pair again. Sylvain maybe have another reason to explain, or no?
No, mainly yes, memory. I can yes. Some user reports me this feature they want to handle more than 1 headphone. So I will ask Alain if it's possible or not for a future version. I can't say anything else for the moment.
I don't think so. Maybe he has another reason that we don't know, but the main reason I just explained for me are the reason why.
Okay. All right. So this is a good question. XP, when you say 3 times more power, are you referring to the total battery capacity, or are you actually 3 times higher emitted output power to the ground?
The both. We have the battery is 3 times bigger. It's a 2.3 ampere battery, and because of that, we can emit 3 times higher output power. So yes, the both. But because we emit 3 times, even if the battery is 3 times bigger, because we emit 3 times more powerful, we don't have higher battery life. We keep the 10 hours, which we think is largely enough.
Right. And they'll be able to purchase these batteries separately, correct?
In the future, not now.
Not immediately. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is a question for you, Sylvain. How soon will there be literature or instructions on the new D2 V3 features on XP's website?
So actually, there is since today there is a blog page on our website. So if you go to the website, to the XP website, at the blog section, you will find in English only for the moment. You will find the explanation of the V3 new features and sooner. In the near future, we will release the update manual with the new feature added inside.
Okay, very good, very good.
And we will put it online, so for the user who already gets a Deus II and the manual on paper, they will be able to download and print it if they want. It will be available as soon as possible. We're just finishing the final features inside, and then we will publish it on our website very soon.
Right. Okay. All right. And we got a lot of things on here. We've got here, let's see here. Detectmeister says, will there be more spaces for storing more programs, which I believe there are already, right? Can we add some more spaces with this update?
What do you mean?
More
programs? No, still 24.
Well,
we are number one on that. We propose 12 factory programs and 12 custom programs, and these 12 are totally independent. You can, for example, have the 12 factory programs, and you love the sensitive program, and you can create 12 sensitive programs different, customized. So it's not one program, one customized, another program, one custom. No, you have 12 factory programs and 12 customized programs, and you can do whatever you want with these 12. Right. Totally, you have 24. It's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot for sure. So I saw this question earlier, and I sort of been trying to handle all of them. But one question that I saw was, do you guys foresee adding another program of some sort, or with any of these new updates that are forthcoming?
We didn't. You have the same kind of the 13 and the 14. I don't think they are different than from the V2, but right. This is program that you can customize by yourself. It's a beginning of the customized program, like examples.
As I understand the question, the factory programs will adapt themselves to the new HF2, for example. We choose frequency range for each program, and Alain set the best frequency range for the program. For example, General will use by default the 53 kilohertz frequency max. The sensitive will use the maximum, and so on. So we adapt. If the remote is connected to the HF2, the factory program will be adapted to the HF2.
Okay. All right. So I've got a question of my own. So with our frequency max on with the new HF coils, we'll be able to go up to a high frequency max of 90. Is that correct? And yes. Will that be across the board on all programs?
For example, you have some specific program that for the moment they are set from 4 to 24. Sure. They will keep like this, but you will be able to use them if you have the HF2 from 9 to 90.
Right.
Okay. Depending the call you pair with your remote, this frequency range will change a bit, as just Sylvain explained. But what is totally unbelievable is that even if you have one range, you can set up on the max. You can set up the max up to you. You can set up differently, and you can go up to 90 in all programs if you want.
Right. And again, guys, everybody on here is just saying thank you so much for being here tonight. I mean, we've got a star-studded crew here tonight, and I'm just glad to be a part of it at this point. So again, I can't thank you guys enough. Guys, remember, this is coming exclusively on our channel, and they chose us for a reason. And we appreciate these guys taking the time. They're up very late right now. They're coming to you guys because they want to share this information, and this is a big undertaking for all of us to be together in the same room talking XP Metal Detectors. So again, give us a like, give these guys a big thank you. We really appreciate them being here tonight. This is just awesome. And we're getting some great information, some stuff that you're not going to hear anywhere else. You're only going to hear it here, and you're hearing it straight from the horse's mouth. And we got these guys down here, and they are sharing the info with you guys, bringing it to you fast and furious. And we are super excited about what we're seeing and what we're hearing from these guys. I mean, if you can't get pumped up about this coil at this point, then I don't know. There's a lot to get excited about. So let's get back to some of these great questions. Wheels Dig It wants to know, does the negative silencer change anything on the XY screen? And I did have a question from a viewer that asked about, is there any changes to the XY screen? I haven't checked it yet, but they wanted to know more. Is the XY screen any better? Did y'all do anything with version 3? You guys, either one of you can answer that one.
Silver.
Yes, no, there is no change in the XY screen. The XY screen remains the same. So even if you have, for example, the minus silencer at -3, and you hear very high tone and you see high ID on the upper left corner of the XY screen, the XY screen remains the same. So you can identify this way the negative silencer operates because you, for example, if you have a mixed target with plenty of ferrous, but you have high IDs, you will see the XY screen with a typical ferrous signature, and you will see the high IDs displayed on the top left corner.
Okay, great. So Johnny Rum says, hey, can I purchase that HF2 coil from you now? And again, a lot of people are excited about this coil. Guys, if you're looking for this coil and you're here in the United States, or if you're abroad, you can still check out my buddy LMS Metal Detecting. His information is scrolling across the bottom. Mr. Mike Kyle can get you hooked up with this new HF2 coil. He's got a list. You can get on that list, get your coil ordered today. And that's going to be my next question, since we've asked this. And I know Philippe can answer this. Shipping, Philippe, as far as what type of numbers we can expect early on and allocation, what can you tell us about that?
We have plenty of coils to build, and so and we are selling a lot of FMF coil. We are still selling a Deus I, RX. So we need to keep going on our production line, working on all coils, even if we focus on HF coil at this moment. And because we released the product as soon as the product was ready. So this product was ready today because the firmware was released online today. We just began to ship this product in France to the French distributor this week, and we will begin to the other distributors next week. US distributor already sent to us an order, and unfortunately we don't have enough pieces. So
I can imagine, guys.
Like for every country, we are selling in almost 100 countries in the world now. So we need to share, of course. And because I'm someone fair in business, the allocation for each country is depending on what this country sold during the year before. So USA will have his allocation. I mean, US distributor will have his own allocation. We will ship it next week for sure. And they will receive what they will receive. I know that they already get more pre-orders than what we will ship during the first batch, but 2 weeks after we will ship a second batch and a third batch, etc. And in 1 to 3 months, everybody will have his HF coil, HF2 coil. I know there is a lot of enthusiasm, and I really apologize that we cannot ship all the quantity that all markets want now, because we have plenty, dozen and dozen of thousands of Deus II already sold all over the world. But and big part of these users want this complement. As I said, it's a specific tool for a specific condition. So if you don't have this coil this week, next week, or in 1 month, maybe you will get one available in 2 months. And believe me, you will enjoy in 2 months. Maybe not now. Keep your 9-inch. What I advise, if you cannot buy it now, go to the field with your 9-inch or 11-inch. Try to guess where this coil could be better. Go, detect, find what you can find. And in 1 or 2 months, when you will receive your HF2 coil, come back to the same field, come back to the same beach, come back wherever, on the same areas, and give a chance to this coil. One more session on the same areas, and you will not be disappointed. You will be surprised by the results. It will be different targets, it will be different finds that you will make, and that will surprise you. And please share all your finds with us, on our social, or even on our website. You have a section on the blog that you can share your finds, and we will be very pleased to share on our social your wonderful finds. If we think there is an interest or specific story or something like that, we will share them. So please be patient. We know that we don't have enough at this moment. That's how it is. And time to time, everybody will have his own HF2. No problem.
Right. And you guys can see the comments rolling through. I mean, I could go all day. I mean, these people are so excited about you guys being here. And again, you're only hearing this here. You're not hearing it anywhere else on any other channel here in the United States. And I'm very fortunate that these guys think enough of me to come on my show and to be a part of this. And this is wonderful, as a lot of these guys are super excited about what they are hearing from you. And they're all saying, thank you, gentlemen, for staying up late and taking time away from your families to inform us on your great products. And yeah, we're all excited about those. So Michael, just tell us briefly a little bit about some of your adventures with this new HF2 coil out in the field, what you have experienced. Have you had a chance to run it on a beach? Have you had a chance to basically check in on some things and see, like the thin gold chain or a very small target, or something that just really was like a wow moment for you out in the field using this coil?
Yeah, so I don't actually really do a lot of beach detecting. It's not because I don't like doing beach detecting. It's just because I've got a lot of land to do, so I tend to focus on that. But I have done beach detecting in the past, and I've went out specifically to the beach where I have been before to use the HF2 coil. And if I'm completely honest with you, I was just finding things so small that I just didn't even think it was possible to find those types of targets. Now, I don't know whether that's because I'm not used to going to the beach and finding targets like that, or whether it was because I was using the HF2. But honestly, for me, it was a bit of an eye-opener just to kind of, spend longer trying to find the tiniest target than it took me to walk from one side of the beach to the other. That's how it was, almost, a grain of sand kind of size targets that I just thought, wow, this is insane. If there's anything that's going to be good here, then I'm definitely going to find it. But another big one for me, and this is a little bit of breaking news for your show, actually, Brian. So
sure, go ahead.
Nobody will know this yet, but I had a pretty major discovery whilst using the HF2 coil, and I was detecting on a site which is very mineralized, very heavily mineralized. And I thought, do you know what? This is the perfect place to go using the HF2 coil. And I just did it, and I was walking along and I got a target, and it wasn't very deep, about 3 to 4 inches. And I'd been detecting in this site before with the other coils and the other programs and stuff, no problem. And I walked over the same patch, not expecting to find anything at all. and I came down on a silver Roman coin.
Oh,
I've got one here, which is it's a 2,000-year-old coin.
Wow, I love that. I mean, and of course, and I know Philippe knows this. I'm a history lover first, and of course, I'm a history teacher to go along with it. I teach college credit, AP European history, and so I mean, when I see those types of finds, and that's why I'm so excited about the possibility of maybe coming over to Europe and doing some metal detecting in Europe. And I would love to dig one of those hammered Roman coins or one of those others. So I'm definitely intrigued anytime I see that, and to hear you say that this coil is performing in that fashion. That's great to hear.
I didn't just find one of them. I've found almost 100 of them.
What?
In an area of the field that I honestly, and this is no word of a lie, I'm not trying to sell anything to you guys. Every time I seem to go out and test products, I seem to just find amazing things. So this was exactly one of the coins that I found, and I found almost 100 of them. And if it wasn't for the fact that I was using that coil, I'm not saying that it was purely down to that coil, but for me, it absolutely was. So
yeah, and I think everybody, oh my gosh, that's what I'm seeing over in the comments. So I've got two very special guests that want to come on and ask a couple of questions of you guys. I'm going to bring them in real quick. One of them is one of my hunting partners, Mr. NC Relic Hunter, and the other one is Mr. Mental Metal, who has Mental Metal's channel on YouTube. But they're going to come on. They want to ask a couple of questions of you guys. So we're going to bring them on real quick. And hey, guys, what's going on? They're in the dark.
What's going on? We're outside your house, Brian. We're waiting to crash your house.
Oh, you're waiting to crash.
That's not what you want to hear.
What the heck? So, guys, do y'all have some questions for these great gentlemen that have stayed up late to answer our questions tonight? And what do y'all have to ask them about the HF2 coil?
So I don't know if it's been asked because we were in between dinner and stuff, but has anybody addressed the battery issue? If in Relic mode, it would draw your battery down or deep high conductors, I'm sorry, would take your battery down. Is the HF coil going to do that as well, or is that going to be just as good as the other programs?
Because of the lower frequencies, right? So
right, yeah.
Because you lose low, yeah. So it's the Oracle.
Yeah, Sylvain.
Yes. Normally, if I understand well the question, it is the same battery lasting for all frequencies in the HF2. That's right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So yes, it will be quite the same because the very low frequency need more power. With the HF2, it's quite the same consumptions. Consumptions. So normally it will be quite the same for every frequency range. So you can
first of all, it starts at 9.
Yes.
For the first range, 9 to 29. And if you jump to 53 or 90 kilohertz as a maximum, the start will be 17. So 17 to 53 or 17 to 90, it will not consume more.
Yeah, you can expect at least 10 hours of use.
At least 10 hours. With this coil, whatever the program you will use, Alain just today confirmed to me that you will have 10 hours battery life.
Very good, very good. Michael, you got a question for these guys?
Yeah. So, well, all the programs have the ability to go up to 90 in multi-frequency. Y'all may have already addressed that, but and we didn't hear that.
Yeah, we confirmed. Yeah, multi-frequency programs up to 90 kilohertz.
Yes, okay. They will all go up. Michael, you got any tips of the week for us, real quick, while we got a second?
No, I don't. Don't go to the restaurant and eat too much. That's what we did.
And I'm sure these guys are they're about ready to eat breakfast by this time.
Yeah, I know it's a late night for them.
Right. All right. Hey guys, thank y'all for joining in, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Thank you,
nice
guys.
to meet you guys.
And you.
All right.
Stefan asked a question about hunting a chain. Is it better to use the 90 in kilohertz in multi or the 120 kilohertz in mono? This is a very good question, and I will answer. First of all, between 90 and 120, you will not have big difference in there for this kind of thing or in accuracy. And the 90 kilohertz will give, the 90 with the multi-frequency will give you stability more than the 120 in mono. So to find a chain, which is always a challenge, specifically if it's wet condition, I really recommend to use a subtrack program such as General or Beach.
General with the ground subtraction.
With the 90 kilohertz.
Okay.
And keep in mind that with 90 kilohertz, the detector will be nervous. We call it nervous, a bit shattering, but of course useful, and you will find you will be surprised by the finds and what you will be able to do. But just to answer quickly, I prefer for this kind of target the multi.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, and I think I can, or one of y'all can answer this. I think all of us probably know the answer. How long does it take to charge the HF2 battery? I believe I saw 4.5 hours. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's 4.5 for 95% charging. And if you want the full charge, it's 6 hours and a half. So what I recommend, you will go to the beach or you will go to the field on the morning. When you go to the bed, charge it, and when you wake up, unplug and it's charged.
Very good. Yeah. And again, you get 10 hours worth of runtime on a charge. Now, again, I know Scott just asked the question about when you run in those lower frequencies, you're probably not going to get 10 full hours of runtime if you're running a program that's using those lower frequencies.
With the HF Coil, yes, you will.
You will?
3 times more powerful.
Yeah, because as I explained, you will not go to 4 kilohertz. The frequencies which
I get you now. So it's not going to drop down to 4 or any of those.
Yeah, you don't have with the HF Coil you begin at 9 or 17. So you don't have the frequency. You cannot access to the frequency which consume the most. So you will not have a battery life issue with the HF Coil.
Okay. All right.
Don't forget a good point as well. If you're not using it for diving and being submerged, then it's actually really easy to swap out the batteries.
Right.
So later you can get more batteries, charge them, take them with you, as long as it's clean and the contacts are clean and you do it in a relatively sterile environment. You can just take one out, pop one in, click it back together, and you've got another 10 hours.
Sure, right. And we know the benefits of this smaller coil is going to be hunting in those trashy sites, getting close to some of those places that we can't get to with the 9 or even, with the 9 or the 11, being able to get to some of those real tight spots. And I think that this coil's going to shine in that area. And being able, and like I said, being able to run it underneath a power line or being able to run it where you've got sidewalks, where you have buried cables, telephone lines, those types of things. I think this coil is really going to shine in that situation. I think beach hunters are really going to be impressed with this because I believe, like we've shown a couple of times or talked about a couple of times, are those thin gold chains that a lot of machines will not hit, especially how they're stretched out or how they're laid out in the soil. I think we're going to get better unmasking, which I think we've already discussed that. You're going to get extreme unmasking, being able to run in those higher frequencies. I know that I run my max frequency most of the time in 40 because I'm hunting in iron all the time, and it just does a wonderful job in that iron being able to run that higher frequency. I can't imagine what it's going to be like running at 90 kilohertz. One thing though that I know a lot of people on here know this is that when we had the original HF coil, and since we've gotten up to 40 kilohertz with the Deus II, that we tend to dig these smaller targets. But again, sometimes a lot of these smaller targets are things that we really don't want to dig, like very small pieces of aluminum or very small pieces of lead. What would be your suggestion for eliminating some of that? Or would it just be a notch, or is there some other way that we can sort of finagle our way around some of that?
To be honest, just to quickly answer that, it's a very similar situation with higher frequencies as well, or lower frequencies. Sorry,
right? Yeah.
You're always going to find things that you don't necessarily want to find, but it's going to give you a positive response that you do find it. Somebody actually recently on a forum online said that they didn't need high frequencies; they find things tiny at the moment, and I agree to that to a point. But what I did say to them, and what I would say to everybody watching this today, is you will never know what you didn't find.
You got to dig it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to dig it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. I deal with a lot of small pieces of lead because a lot of these places, lead was the main thing that they made everything out of. And of course, you get in an old campsite, or you get into like some of these plantation sites that I get into, and lead was just it's basically like they just took lead and just dumped all out in the fields.
Yeah.
And so I will dig these little tiny pieces of lead, and those things will sound like they're just massive, and
you only have 3 century pollution of lead.
I know. I agree.
We have 30 centuries of pollution.
Yes. But I know what I got a feeling though, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're over in Europe and you're dealing with all of that iron that has basically deteriorated, that's within the dirt, it's completely disintegrated. I can't imagine what that would be like.
Not all the iron and the lead, specifically the lead,
right,
keeps alive. So we have plenty also.
Right. So
and there is a way to attenuate all this little. If, for example, if you want the HF2 only for the shape and you don't want the high frequency, you can use it. You just have to lower the frequency range. Yeah. You have access to the around 8, 9, 8, 9 to 29. Yeah. So you can use this frequency range.
Right.
You can use it with the general program who attenuate a bit more the low conductors, so you have access to a standard behavior coil,
Yep. Right. And I see a lot of people putting up the common things that we all deal with, and I know you guys probably deal with some of this too. We get those shotgun head stamps, which are just, but there's no way really to avoid them. One thing that I have noticed, especially with the Deus II, is if there's right in the center of those shotgun stamps, you can sometimes hear that little bit of iron there. If you listen close enough, you'll hear it, and sometimes it'll break and it'll crackle for you.
And it's a good introduction for the ground
iron
break.
Yeah.
We have a new feature. Thank you, Brian.
Yes.
You're wonderful.
Yeah.
we have a new feature in the V3, the third one. So the negative silencer, the new sound for the Extreme Hunter, and the third one is the ground iron break. And it's exactly that. You have specific and typical target in iron that sometimes you would want to avoid and you cannot, because they are making a sound with a bass and then something like a hole in the sound and then a peak high tone and something like whoop, tick, whoop, And I'm not a Deus, but I'm sure everybody understood. And we have one more video to illustrate this. If you play with the ground iron brake settings, which is a new feature inside the V3, embedded in the V3, you will be able to set it at -1, for example, or -2, and you will see the video which illustrate that, and Sylvain will be able to explain a bit more and comment the video. And you will, what I will say is that you will improve the base of this iron target and remove the peak and hear them more clearly. I mean, all the part of this target which fall into the ground part of the sound, you will hear it instead of being masked, and then the sound will be total. Whoa. So you will know that it's something that you don't want to dig out, or if you are looking for ferrous, whatever the reason is, then you will dig it out. So
Philippe, I don't want to have. I don't need to add something. You tell everything.
Yeah.
maybe I miss a detail, and you will add it. So
he said he wasn't a Deus, but he is.
Yeah, he sounds like a Deus, doesn't he?
He's a walking, talking Deus.
Bobby Short says, with the XP Deus HF coil, I found a small watch winder. I can't imagine what this coil will do. Well, you're hearing what this coil is capable of from all three of these gentlemen and what we're expecting here in the United States. I know that we're going to start to see a lot of video coming. I should have a coil hopefully soon, and I'm going to give you guys what I'm seeing here in the United States, and we're gonna take it out. We're gonna run it through those tests, and I've got some wonderful sites that I can't wait to go back and explore with this new HF2 coil. So again, I think it's just going to be awesome as to some of the things that we're going to find out that we missed. That's what's going to be the amazing thing, just like what Michael was talking about a few minutes ago. You know, you go into a site and you think you've hunted it out, and then all of a sudden here comes something new and something innovative like what XP's given us here. And then you go into that site and you're able to run this new coil or new machine or whatever it may be, and then all of a sudden it just opens back up again. And how amazing is that going to be?
Another feature which we haven't really touched on, but I just want to say really quickly with my experience of using the coil, is that really small targets sound big,
right?
And that is going to be such a big advantage, to coin a phrase.
Sure,
So you know, you'll go over something that you would normally associate with maybe like, I don't know, a dime or a quarter or something. You'd be like, I know that sound, I know what it is, and you'll dig it out, and I guarantee you'll look at it and you'll be like, whoa, that's a lot smaller than what it sounded like. So it's a big improvement with the high frequencies on smaller objects, because it just again makes you stop in your tracks. And
sure, definitely. And I can't wait to play around with offset. I can't wait to play around with the max frequency. I can't wait to play around with that ground break feature that you guys were telling me about and you told us about tonight. I can't wait to play around with all those things because I can see the benefits of every single one of those things. And guys, we've had up to 130 people that have been in here watching tonight, just enjoying the content and enjoying the information being shared tonight. And once again, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. I'm just going to go through these last few comments, and I know you gentlemen are up late, and I don't want to hold you any much longer, but I really appreciate you guys being here tonight. Guys, please hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't already, that like button, I greatly appreciate it. It helps out with the algorithm, helps out with our channel. If you are interested in the new XP Deus II HF2 coil, check out our buddy, Mr. Mike Howell. You'll see his information scrolling across the bottom. He can get you hooked up with that coil and get you on that list to get your coil as soon as possible. So go ahead, sign up with Mike, and he can get you up and running with this coil. And again, I appreciate Mike so much as being our supporter of our channel, and we appreciate him. So let's see, we got a couple of questions here. Let's see here. Here in Colorado, this is Adventures in Dirt. It will be great to use in the gold tailing piles, but then also being able to use as a great size sniper coil. And I can imagine, you know, how that's going to work as well. Johnny Rome says, hit that like button. Saltwater beaches, I think we've already addressed this. Those higher frequencies are going to run really well on those saltwater beaches. Somebody asked me, I believe there was a comment, and I think I sent it to Philippe, but somebody asked me about, you know, the higher frequencies tend not to run very well on the beach, but this is not going to be an issue with this machine. But I've never seen that, because
you have to deal with a compromise, as always in detection. Depending the beach, you will try to set up the frequency with your HF coil I mean the maximum frequency to 29, 53 or 90, and depending what you are able to hear or not, because higher the frequency you will set, more nervous will be the machine. But depending the beach, could be totally stable and quiet, or maybe a bit shattering, but it's up to you. And if you think that 90 is too much for you and you cannot hear, you think you will miss a target, or you don't want to hear your detector like this, just slow down to 53 and it will be already be being performance. High frequency means we will be more accurate, we will be more sensitive to low conductor, yes, but you also need to accept maybe a more nervous machine. That's it. And it will depend on the beach. We cannot say, oh, it will be always like this or not. It depends.
Okay. All right. We had an earlier question about should people go ahead and update to 3.0, or would y'all consider telling them to wait on any other update?
No. Many reasons why. First of all, if you update to the free and for any kind of reason you are not happy with the free, you can come back to the 2 or the 1 or whatever. Every single version is available. Secondly, the V3 for us is much better, and it always embeds some new features that you could have a benefit with the actual coils, the 9-inch, whatever, the 9, the 11, or the 13-inch. So, like the grand iron brake or the minus silencer, you could enjoy this kind of new feature with the 9-inch or the 11-inch. Not only the HF. And when the HF will arrive, if you already be familiar with this new feature, it's I think it's just better. You will at least already know this feature, and you will just have to jump to the high frequency universe, the new world. So up to the guys to update or not. What is sure is that for the moment it's a beta. What we call a beta is that it's not the finalized one. I mean, it's working well, but we will keep going on adding things. We'll keep going on adding features. So maybe next week we will have 3.03 or 3.05, whatever.
Right.
But I cannot swear about that. But more people will use the V3, more feedback we will have, and more improvement we will put inside the next version. And remind that all version from XP comes with innovation, comes with new features, and are free, totally free. So the Deus II from 2021 to 2025 is not the same at all. He had much more features embedded, and now more accessories like the HF2 Extreme. So it's a growing universe, and if we come with new devices, even new detectors in the future, everything will be compatible with the Deus II universe.
Okay. All right. So there was another question, and I think I know the answer to this, but I'll let you guys chime in on it. Bone conduction wireless headphones, but I know that's hard to do, when you go under the water. But one thing I was going to ask you, because I'm real curious, and you guys can answer this. I mean, I know when divers go underneath the water, they can actually communicate with each other wirelessly. Is that a little bit different than that?
This is a specific frequency. That's very funny because I heard about this technology today. This is a specific technology, military technology, that we maybe will think about in the future. And if we come with such a device, it will be in maybe 1 or 2 years, not now at all. But what is sure is that bone conduction is made for divers. And so if a diver doesn't want to be connected to the stem, which I could understand, I'm a diver too, so I understand the concept. What I recommend is that you take the remote control in your suit, in your stab. You can put it in your stab, and you are not linked at all to the detector, and you are free to put it on the sand and maybe to dig out, etc. Not linked to the detector. So the bone conduction is not wireless, but the remote is wireless. So you can have the remote on your stab and the detector and linked to the BH01, the bone conduction headphone on your head, and you will be disconnected from the stem. So it's possible. It's already wireless in the end,
Right. Sure. Yeah. And that's one thing too. And we all talk about the wireless technology, and XP is really the only company that does that. They're the only company that has these higher frequencies. There's no other company out there that is doing this. Understand that. And it's because of their research and development, like great guys like Sylvain down below, and Philippe and Michael and myself going out and using these machines. I mean, all of this is coming because of all of us that are on this show tonight. And again, you just, hats off to you guys, because creating such a wonderful product and being able to take that product out and do some amazing things, find some amazing things, I think is what we're all about. We love finding history. We love finding treasure. We love finding coins, gold, whatever it may be. It's what makes this hobby so great. And you guys have given us a tool that we can all take out into the field and use in a fantastic way. And I think that's just awesome.
Sorry, I made a mistake because about the diving style.
Right.
Alabama Digger and Drone Detect said something very, very, very clever.
Okay.
The antenna. I'm a diver, but not a detectorist underwater. I did it, but not often. That's true that there's still the antenna link to the coil, to the remote. But there is an antenna 2 meters 50 long that you can have. You will be linked, but you can have. It depends on which cable is not comfortable for you. The antenna to the remote on the stem, I think everybody can deal with that. But effectively, the cable from the remote to the BH01 is could be an issue. I understand, but for the moment we cannot. And I think that everybody can understand that the technology, the wireless technology, for the moment, except military technology, cannot permit us to have a wireless bone conduction headphones. We will. I will submit the idea to the R&D, and maybe they will accept to make some research about that and make something in the future. Maybe not, maybe yes, but be sure that it won't be very, very soon. We need to make study about that. But I know there is a technology to reach to do that. And as I said, someone talked to me this morning about that, but it's something very specific. Maybe the consumption of this kind of device is high. Sorry, I don't know. So we will talk with our R&D and we will see.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's something we can possibly look forward to in the future.
And what is sure is that we cannot use the actual Bluetooth wireless technology, because Bluetooth cannot be connected underwater with a device something like 1 meter away. We need a specific technology. It's not something common. It's not from the Soho market. It's something typical from the military. Some commando can be connected underwater and communicate together. But if we do such research and such bone conduction headphones, it will be expensive for us, and then it will be expensive for the public, etc. So we need to see the pro and the cons. The pros and the cons.
Definitely.
And if it's possible, then we will do it. But I cannot promise anything.
Okay, that's fine. So I did see one question, and then we're gonna we might do a giveaway. Philippe, are you up for a giveaway tonight?
I had an idea. I know it's not a big deal. I know it's not a big gift, but it's a specific gift that I like.
Okay, all right.
The HF coil. Okay, the HF coil comes with a carbon lower shaft.
Okay.
This carbon lower shaft is a must, is a mandatory for the HF coil because it embeds the battery. Okay, so this carbon lower shaft is a mandatory for the HF coil, but this carbon lower shaft can be used with every single XP coil, whatever Deus I or X or Deus II.
Okay.
And what I propose is that you will make a giveaway,
right?
And the winner will have this carbon lower stem arriving to his house very, very soon. We don't sell it at this moment, so it's a very specific gift.
Right,
it's
not
something
that
we sell separately from the coil. I know it's not an expensive gift, something like, I don't remember the map of the product, but it doesn't matter. It's something which doesn't exist, which is not available on the market.
Right. Okay? Well, I know people will appreciate that, and we appreciate you doing that. So before we do our giveaway, real quick, I know Philippe's done a lot of talking. I've done a lot. I mean, we've all sort of chipped in. Is there anything else that you guys want to say to this audience before we do our giveaway? And I know, and hey, you guys that have hung out, you're going to get rewarded because you hung out the entire time for a giveaway. And that's why we wait till the end. We like to make sure you hang out and hear all this great information. But before we do our giveaway, let's hear from each one of you. Anything special that you want to say that we didn't mention or didn't say on the show that somebody might want to know about the HF2 coil? And we're going to start with Michael. Michael, give us your input here, buddy.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, obviously, finding a hoard of ancient coins, absolutely amazing. Very, very impressed with it. But actually, for me, I think one of the biggest benefits that I had whilst using it was that now the battery's housed inside of the lower stem. conveniently, it's the same lower stem that Philippe's going to give away to some lucky person watching this show. And now it's housed in there, and how sort of small and the elliptical size of the coil. Take the remote off the coil, by the way, because it's just revolutionary. Put it in the little pouch, stick it on your hip, get that elliptical coil on, and honestly, it feels like you're just swinging your arm. I mean, it's the weight of it it's just a nice thing to use. And I think that for somebody that does a lot of metal detecting, if you want to go out for long days, so you're going out on a hunt tomorrow, you might have to travel ages to get there. So you want to make the most of your day, put a good few hours in. The longer you can detect, the more you're going to find. So an ergonomic, light machine that's got the power inside of it that this coil has only means that you're going to find more.
And you're going to be able to hunt longer.
Yeah, a lot longer.
You're swinging one of the lightest metal detectors made. I mean, you can go out there and look. I'm an older guy. I'm probably older than all three of you, probably.
54.
Well, I'm still older than you, Philippe. So, but anyway, yeah. I mean, think about that, and having this coil, just makes that so much better as well. So, again, I apologize, my thing's zooming in on me, but that I think that's just an amazing thing too, to be able to hunt for a longer time, having this coil that's going to be able to unmask and just do all these amazing, great things. I think that's definitely a super, super thing to look forward to with this new HF2 coil. Savon, you want to share something before we check out of here tonight?
No, not especially. Enjoy the V3, enjoy the HF2, and don't hesitate to comment and to give them to give us feedbacks on the contact email. And yes,
yeah,
we hope you enjoy this new product.
I really appreciate you being on here tonight too, because I mean, I know we've had some email correspondence, but you taking the time to be here tonight was definitely a special treat for me. And I appreciate you being here tonight as well. All right. My main man, Mr. Philippe, give us your rundown. Anything else you want to say real quick before we do this giveaway?
Just two things. The first thing is about the giveaway. The lower shaft in carbon, of course, helps us to put the battery on the lower shaft for the HF coil, etc. Make it lighter, but keep in mind that this carbon shaft can be used with all coils, and this carbon lower shaft is a bit more rigid. We don't want to insist that much in this feature, but this rigidity you will appreciate, and I'm sure that some people will do as I am doing, putting this carbon lower shaft in all their coils very soon when it will be available. So because it's not available, the winner will make some jealous, I'm sure. That's the point, and why I decided about this giveaway. And about the things I want to add is, one more time, once again, the Deus II is definitely the most versatile metal detector in the world. If you have a Deus II, you have a machine too. And with this machine, you will be one of when you have a Deus II, when you are a Deus II owner, you own one of the best machine on the field, one of the best machine on the beach, one of the best, maybe the best machine underwater. You can even dig out big targets up to 5 meters deep. And now you also have, with the same machine, a machine which is able to detect up to 120 kilohertz. So with only one machine, you will enjoy every single way to detect with only one machine, and you don't need to buy one machine very high frequency, one machine to go underwater, one machine for the beach, and one machine for the field. In one machine, you have everything.
Yes, it's definitely the most versatile. It's always been my favorite, and I tell them all the time on my channel, even though I've used a lot of machines, but when I'm really going out and I really want to be real serious about what I'm doing, it's always the Deus II, which is the first machine I pick up and take out to the field with me. And that's why it's just a great and amazing product. And you guys have done a fantastic job in doing that.
Can I add just one very brief point as well,
Sure,
which I
Michael.
think is
Go ahead.
really,
Right
really
ahead.
important. So you try and name one other manufacturer that will enable you to have the latest technology simply by buying one coil.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usually you would have to buy a whole new detector, which means your old one you're never going to use, or you might use it depending on how much you liked it. But you get access to the latest, the greatest by the purchase of one single coil and a free update of your software. So it's a good point to make.
Right. I like Wayne's comment here. He says, and when you get older, you don't chase the newest model. When you have the best, you master it. And there you go. And I think that's
I liked the previous comment about it being a nerdathon.
yes.
I was just like,
yeah.
that's the best. Yeah,
Yes.
I was trying not to laugh when I saw that.
Let me tell you, Don't Tread on Me has been on my channel every live stream waiting for information about this Deus II coil. And he was so excited when he finally found out it was being released. He was hawking me down. Hey, have you heard anything? Have you heard anything? And I would send Philippe a message about every Monday. I always checked in with him at the beginning of the week, and he knows it too. Hey, what's going on here? Is there, can you give me anything just to sort of keep these rabid wolves at bay? And so, yeah, Don't Tread on Me is definitely right. And this was the ultimate nerdathon for metal detectors. And that's what we try to do. We try to be informative. We try to give people information that they can take out in the field. We try to provide them with the latest news about metal detecting, metal detectors, and everything on this channel. And of course, XP is one of our preferred metal detectors for sure. And we love using the Deus II. And again, it's a phenomenal machine. And again, like Philippe said, one of the most versatile ever, period. There's no question
Definitely the most
about that. And I'm just going to say one more thing too. Audio. The audio on this machine is just the best audio for what I do. And I know that. That's why I use it so much, is that I can take it out and I can recognize those targets out in the field, mainly because of the audio that is on this machine, which makes it fantastic. That's why I was super excited to hear about the HD audio and how we're evolving with that. And I'm looking forward to that as well. And Digging Dude says we're all nerds. Yes, definitely, for sure. That's what this channel is. A lot of nerds that love metal detecting. And
we're in good company tonight.
Yes, it's like everybody on here is very technical. And I told Philippe this earlier. I told him this about a month ago. I said, Philippe, when you come on our show, it's going to be a lot of technical talk. It's not going to be, let's just laugh and giggle about every single thing. It was going to get technical, and you guys can see that our audience is one of the best, I believe, on YouTube as far as live stream audiences. And they come here because they know they're going to get the information, and they're going to get it straight from you guys, especially. So, yeah, Walter Lee Detecting says, can I be a geek? And you guys can see, says, I don't want to be a nerd, laugh out loud. But he said, this is good stuff. The rest of the world is just missing out. And I agree 100%. I like Paystreaks. Paystreak says, #dirt nerds.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
I don't even try to explain it. More people don't believe it. They just want to think that there's the best, and I let them think that. Well, that's true. Some people like to think that for sure. All right, let's do this drawing real quick, and I'm gonna let you gentlemen get into bed. Again, I can't thank you enough for being here tonight. We're going to do the drawing for the carbon fiber shaft that Philippe just held up. And we are going to share this up on the channel. Y'all give me 1 second here, and we will do our giveaway. So it is going to be #shaft. Real simple.
There's a movie there somewhere.
Yeah, there is a movie called Shaft for sure. Well, let's see how fast this thing will pick up. Or I might have to reboot. Now there it goes. All right, good. So again, gentlemen, I hope all of you have a great and fantastic weekend, and you get some rest tomorrow. I've got a big day as I'm going metal detecting, and we're going to take that 3.0 out to the field and run it through some heavy iron and see what happens there. And I just know I'm going to find something great. I got that feeling. So looking forward to that tomorrow. So we got 54 so far that have signed up. So how about the rest of you? I know Michael, you said you're going detecting. Philippe, what you got planned for tomorrow?
Sleeping.
Sleep.
That's what I should be doing as well.
Ron said that's what he's definitely going to do. He said, "How did I get roped into all
you cannot imagine our week with such a launch. This weekend, having a big rest.
That's
definitely
great. Well, you get some rest. It's well-deserved rest. Again, you guys have done an amazing job, and you deserve a good rest. And for all of you that stuck around tonight, please hit that like button before you leave. I would appreciate that. If you win the drawing tonight, please send me your address, and you can send that to my email, which is sransc@gmail.com. You can send that to my email address, and we will forward that to Philippe.
I will add two things during letting the time for people to hashtag shaft.
Yes.
Comment. First thing, if you want to have detailed information about the new feature of the V3, go to our blog, and there is an article explaining in detail the three new features. If you want more and more explanation, new videos will come to on our YouTube channel, XP Metal Detectors. So you will find explanation from Michael, from Gary, from Murrell. And finally, if you want more and regular information from XP, please subscribe to our newsletter. Go to our website. On the bottom of the website, you have a button to press, and you can leave your address, and you will receive automatically all our newsletter. We are not sending you newsletter every day or every week. We will not pollute your email box. We just send maybe once per quarter, once per month, depending your actuality, the news, So you will receive at first every single information, which is important. And of course, you can subscribe to our Facebook page or even Instagram, all our social. Do not hesitate. But the newsletter and the blog are really important. You will find a lot of information there.
Sure. And also to check out my channel as I will be sharing this new coil hopefully really soon. And you guys are going to get to see, which I know a lot of you want to see, because a lot of you live in this area or live near me or live in the US. And you guys know that I do a lot of intense relic hunting out in the woods, out in the fields. I'm not far from the beach, so definitely going to be taking this out to the beach. And you can stay tuned to watch me using this coil, showing how to operate it, getting familiar with it. And we'll be doing some detailed videos about some of the settings, some of the things that we talked about tonight, what you can expect when you actually take it out in the field. So all of that is coming directly from my channel. And you can also check out Michael at his channel as well, at Only Me Metal Detecting. And definitely check him out. And I appreciate him taking the time tonight to come in here and provide some great information as he has that coil. And again, hopefully I will have it really soon. And you guys know me, I'm going to take it. I'm going to run it through those tests, those things that a lot of us want to see here. And I'm going to put it through those types of things. And you're going to see me using it out in the field, which I know that's what a lot of people want to see. And I'm looking forward to receiving it, testing it, and providing feedback to you guys too as well. So I think that's going to be a great thing to do. And again, I can't thank you guys enough for being here tonight and staying up so late. And there's a lot of people on here that are But guys, y'all do realize we had over 130 some people that came just to see you guys tonight on a Friday night when they could be doing anything else. And that's a lot of people for a live stream, especially on a Friday night.
It's
sure.
the best kind of people.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, it's going to be good. Gene Gilstrap said Michael's site is awesome. Give Michael a plug there. Can you dig it? Are there any videos on Michael's channel yet? But Michael will have some videos up real soon. Correct, Michael?
Yeah, so not specifically on my channel, but I've done a video for XP, and that should be out very soon as well. So that's going to demonstrate gold chains, small targets, and all of those sorts of things. So it will really give you a good glimpse as to what the coil is capable of with some real world usage.
Right. And I think somebody brought this up as we're waiting for these final few people to get in here. It is going to be like having a new machine all over again, when you stick this coil on there. So, be patient with it, as you do have to go through the process of learning and getting used to the settings, how this machine responds, getting used to the audio. All of those things are going to take adjustment. And with this wonderful software update that they've given us too, that's going to take some adjusting too. So you may find yourself having to adjust maybe some of the programs that you had before to sort of assimilate yourself with the new software and how this new setup is going to run. But again, be patient with it. Go out, have fun with it. Like we just said, get the 3.0. It is available. Somebody asked this earlier, but it is available on the XP site. You can go there right now and get that thing downloaded onto your remote. So
that's another reason to download 3.0 is because if you do it now when it's out, then your learning curve is greatly reduced, right?
Exactly.
If you do it in a month's time or 2 months time after everyone else has already done it, you've lost that time. So you might as well go and do it now.
Right. So I think we're gonna see a lot of people going and hitting up XP site. Remember to sign up. Get create an account so that you can get all the latest and greatest news from XP emailed directly to your inbox. That's another way too that you can keep up with all the things that are going on. And of course, this is a fantastic time to be signed up and have an account with XP so you can get that information. Correct, Philippe?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, correct. Totally correct.
Right. All right. So we got a lot going on. Is there any much? So they wanted to know, Michael, is there going to be a lot of changes to your legacy program with the 3.0 real quick?
So actually, Legacy is working absolutely fine with 3.0. You don't have to do anything to it at all. If you're happy with Legacy as it is with 2.0, then you just copy it over onto 3.0 and you will have pretty much exactly the same program. So great news for anybody that wants to use that.
Right, definitely. All right, we've gotten 78. I'm getting ready to shut this off, guys. We got 114, so not everybody signed up. So we still have 114 people watching. So, but again,
they all want that stem.
Yeah. So you got
Okay.
you got
I will keep it.
yeah. Well, they're just missing out. I don't know why I would sign up for that for sure. So, but again, you guys got all this information tonight on our channel. Philippe's first broadcast was on our channel, US broadcast. So we appreciate Philippe coming back. And he promised me back after we had our last live stream that he would come back and do it again. And he's a man of his word. He lived up to that promise, and we appreciate him doing that. And again, there was a lot of information shared. If you're just now joining us or you missed the live stream, go back and watch. I think you're going to find a lot of great informative information. Check out XP's site as well. You get a lot of information there too as well. If you do see something and you want to let Savan know, he can get you hooked up and sort of listen to your feedback and see what's going on. So definitely give him a shout if you see something or want to express something about what you're noticing out of your coil or out of your machine, and he'll be glad to get back to you. So All right, looks like we're holding steady at 78. Let's do this thing. You guys ready for our drawing? Good luck, everyone. Thank you guys so much. It's been a fantastic night, and I was super excited to have all of you on. Thank y'all so much. This is going to be definitely a live stream that a lot of people are going to want to go back and watch and get a lot of great information. So let's do our drawing, and good luck to everyone on here. Thank you so much. All right, here we go, guys. Let's see who's going to be our lucky winner. We had 78, and our winner is Mr. Mark D. Mark D. Yeah, if you're in here, you need to get with me real quick. You can leave me your email address, or I'm sorry, your mailing address at sransc@gmail.com, and we will be glad to get this new carbon fiber shaft out to you, lower rod shaft out to you from XP. So
you know, the funny thing is, you're going to take that package to the postal office, and they're going to be like, "There's nothing in it. Why do you want to send this?"
Yeah. Let's see if Mark D's here. I hope he's here. He's got to respond. Mark D, respond. Otherwise, we're going to have to do this all over again. We don't want to have to do it all over again, Mark. Come on, buddy. Where are you, Mark D? He's here. He says, thanks, everyone. Congratulations to Mark D. And again, Mark, I need you to send me your mailing address, sransc@gmail.com, and XP will get that lower rod out to you. And again, that's a wonderful gift. And I know that Mark is going to enjoy that. And he's going to stick it right on his machine and take it out and start metal detecting with it as soon as possible. But again, wonderful gift, and congratulations, Mark D. So definitely share with me your mailing address, and we will get that out. Gentlemen, I can't thank you enough. I know time flies by. We've been on here for 2 hours. That's a long show, but again, I know the viewers on here really appreciated you guys sharing this information, because there were a lot of things that were answered tonight that haven't been answered anywhere else. And again, that's very important to my audience. That's very important to all the people that want to know more about the HF2 coil and about XP products and all of the great things that we have going on at XP at this moment. So again, I know everyone appreciated you guys taking your time tonight and being on here with us live, all the way from France and Great Britain, and here in the United States and little old South Carolina. So again, I appreciate it. Parting words, anything real quick for the good of the audience?
I'll just say thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you've got something from today's session with Brian. Yeah, it's just been an absolute pleasure. And yeah, okay, I've had to stay up late, but do you know what? I've probably made loads more friends having to do it. So thanks very much.
Right. You've reached so many people here in the United States that never even knew who you were at this point.
Exactly.
Think about that.
I wouldn't have got that fast asleep.
Somebody said, hit that nerd button. There we go. Right. Philippe, anything real quick?
Goodbye, all the nerds.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Goodbye, USA. Thank you very much for the invitation. It was a very nice show, and I hope that my experience was enjoyment only. Entertainment. I was very pleased to explain the things, and as always, your audience is very smart with us. And try understand that we are not that fluent in English, except the English guy, but we are trying our best with your language, Sylvain and I, and I hope that everybody understood what we try to explain in English.
Right. Sylvain, what did you think about your first live stream in the United States?
Great show. I really appreciate it. So yes.
We
enjoy the new products.
We appreciate you being here with us as well. All right, guys. Take care. Stay tuned to Southern Relic Adventures as we have more great content coming in the near future. You're going to get to see us using this HF2 coil very soon. So you want to check us out. Check out Michael. Check out XP Metal Detectors. Check out LMS Metal Detecting if you're interested in that HF2 coil. Get on his list so you can get one of those coils, because he's got a list. I'm telling you, it's piling up. And a lot of those people are coming straight from our channel over to his to check out ordering that coil. And it's going to happen really soon. And it's going to be here in the US. Be patient, but it's coming. Philippe's promised us it's coming. So we know it's on its way. And again, we appreciate it. Y'all stay tuned. Have a great, great weekend. Go out, enjoy yourself, find something amazing. Thank you guys so much. Have a fantastic weekend, and we will catch you on our next adventure. Thank you, each and every one of you. Anybody that donated tonight, thank you again. The donations go straight back into our channel, and we appreciate that. That allows us to be able to have this live stream. That allows us to be able to have these great guests. So again, thank you. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you on our next adventure. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Guys.
Bye-bye, everyone.